Your local gas station made less profit on your last fill-up than it would selling you a single Gatorade from the cooler. Not less revenue, less profit. And I know that doesn't square with what you see at the pump. I mean, everyone knows gas is expensive right now. A full tank runs you $50, $60. And I know all the men and women out there driving diesel are laughing right now at those prices. So how is the station barely making anything? Because gas stations, they're not in the gas business. They're in the convenience store business that just so happens to sell gas. And once you see the actual per gallon math, you'll never look at a fill up the same way again. The revenue illusion. Across roughly 152,000 convenience stores selling gas in the US, the average net profit margin is just 1 to 3% total, gas and store combined. For context, grocery stores run 2 to 3%, restaurants maybe 5 to 10. Gas stations are one of the thinnest margin businesses in all of retail. But that blended number hides the real story. Fuel sales do generate about 70% of a station's total revenue. I mean, you're going to see millions flowing through the pumps. But here's the thing. Fuel only contributes 35 to 40% of a gas station's gross profit. The other 60 to 65%, well, that's going to come from inside the store. The soda, chips, cigarettes, roller dogs. Fuel dominates the top line and barely touches the bottom line. So how thin are fuel margins exactly? Let me put some actual sense on this because the numbers are truly worse than you think. The per gallon breakdown. Gross profit on a gallon of gas. That's the markup before labor, rent, credit card fees, and everything else. That's going to run about 30 to 35 cents. That's the spread between wholesale and what you pay at the pump. And that sounds okay when you multiply it by thousands of gallons a day. But now the costs are going to start hitting. And the biggest one is something you probably never even think about. Credit card processing fees. When you swipe your card for a $60 fill-up, Visa, MasterCard, or anything in between is going to take 2 to 3%, roughly $1.20 to $1.80. On a 20-gallon fill-up, that's 6 to 9 cents per gallon, gone before the station sees a single dime. And almost everyone pays with cards now. Credit card fees alone eat 20 to 30% of the entire fuel gross margin. Now you got to add labor, electricity for the pumps and lights. You have rent, insurance, underground storage tank maintenance. Those tanks cost hundreds of thousands to replace. Environmental compliance, canopy upkeep. I mean, the list goes on. And after all that, the net profit on a gallon of gas is 3 to 7 cents. Often less. Your entire 20-gallon fill-up generated less profit than a single bag of chips from inside. So, I mean, basically, gas is going to be the loss leader, a way to get cars onto the lot. Now, here's where the business actually makes its money, where the money lives. In-store merchandise carries gross margins that are 10 to 20 times higher than fuel on a percentage basis anyway. Packaged snacks, candy, and beverages are going to run 30 to 50% margins. Tobacco, historically the anchor of those convenience stores, is declining but still profitable. And what's the fastest growing profit center right now? Prepared food. Roller dogs, like we said before, pizza warmers, breakfast sandwiches. Foodservice alone accounted for over 37% of in-store profits in recent industry data. This is why modern gas stations look the way they do. Big, bright convenience stores, branded food, clean bathrooms. Well, some of them anyway. The gas pumps are the billboard. The store is the true business. Different models, same math. Not every station runs the same playbook, but the math is going to hold everywhere. Branded franchise stations, you know, the ones with big oil company logos all over, they pay a franchise fee and supply fees that squeeze fuel margins even further. They rely on brand recognition to pull people inside. Independent unbranded stations capture more of the fuel margin, but they're going to lose that marketing pull. And then there's the extreme version. Warehouse clubs like Costco. They price gas 10 to 30 cents below market as an outright loss leader. They are not even trying to compete on price. They're not trying to make money on gas at all. Why? Because a fuel tank gets you in the store and your membership fees are going to help cover those losses. Same game, different intensity. Fuel is never the profit center, and I don't think it ever has been. So next time you fill up and walk inside for a snack, you'll know exactly what's happening. They made almost nothing on the 15 gallons you just pumped. Profit was in that Gatorade and protein bar you just grabbed at the counter. Gas stations sell gas to get you there. They sell everything else to stay in business. If you want more breakdowns of money systems hiding in plain sight, subscribe. We're making money make sense, one business model at a time.